Okay, welcome to January's grounding meditation. I'm Molly McCandless. Tonight, you're going to release the energy of 2021 to make room for 2022. If you don't clear the energy from the past year, say from goals you didn't achieve, it could be grievances with another person, a family member, any energies like judgments or failures, that's just to name a few. All that energy can impact what you're creating for yourself in 2022. So we need to clear those energies out. And at the end, you'll be replacing that space or 2022 with some new higher vibrations that you'd like to create for the year. I don't think any of you are new to the meditation, but in case you are, I'll walk you through each of the steps. So you don't have to worry about what images or how I'm going to walk you through the grounding. Each step is laid out. And if you are confused, just by being in the meditation, you'll still receive the benefit. This is being recorded, so you can watch the replay on YouTube. You just Google my name, and a lot of videos come up on past meditations. Just scroll down. Now, there are other Molly McCandlesses on YouTube, so I'm sure you'll be able to find the one with my picture on it. Anyway, we always have to get our bodies grounded before we do any energy work. So we'll go ahead and start the grounding meditation, and then we'll go into creating the energy around how you're going to view and clear 2021. So go ahead and take a couple deep breaths and close your eyes. Relax. Picture your back is straight. It's really best if your feet are flat on the floor and your chin is level, because if you're reclined or you are slouching, it's really easy to fall asleep. Go ahead and if you have a current grounding cord, release that and let it retract into the center of the planet. And then you're going to be creating a new grounding cord in present time. So from the base of your spine, imagine making that line of connection that goes from the base of your spine. Really, it's your root chakra. It goes down through the layers of the planet, plugs into the crystalline core. And once you make that connection, remember, gravity works with your grounding cord to pull the energies out of your body that you would like to release. So it's always a no effort space. Think about the energies you want to release and allow gravity to pull them out of your body. But once you make that grounding cord, it's really better if you can widen it out. So if that grounding cord is open and hollow, and it can be made of anything, it could be a giant tree trunk, a hollow tube, anything that connects you to the planet. If it's open and hollow, imagine that you can expand that out to encompass your hips. So once it's attached, expand it out to encompass your hips, and then it's as wide in the middle as it is into the center of the planet. Then you'll have more, a way to release more volume. If it's the size of a drinking straw, it makes it a lot harder to release energy. I'm going to call out some energies to release just to get us started. So think about where you left your, think about what energies you've gone through in the past week, just since the first of the year. Focus in on your body, your aura, and allow the energy of this past week to release out of your body, out of your chakras, out of your aura, and allow gravity to pull it down through the grounding cord into the center of the planet where that energy gets recycled. I'm going to call out a few energies to release, like demands. If you have a lot of demands in your space from people, spouses, partners, children, work, Tune into your body and see where you're holding on to those demands. Oftentimes they're kind of held in the front of your body. So tune in and allow gravity to pull those demands out of your space and to the center of the planet. Now I want you to focus on any energy around control. What I mean is, are you the type of person that tends to try and control situations, or do you have people that are trying to control you? So tune in and sense if you have any of that control energy in your space and allow it to release down the grounding cord. If you're a person that tends to try and control a situation, that means you sit in fear. Control is fear, trying to control the outcome. Remember, we've got to have some trust and faith here too. And if you stay present and grounded, it's a lot easier to stay out of control. I want you to tune in and sense if you have any expectations in your space. So those could be expectations other people put on you or you put on yourself. So if there's expectations, release them. And one of my favorite energies to release are, or is any unspoken words that you didn't get to say today. They could be through electronic communication. Perhaps you wanted to send some email. Perhaps you received some email, text messages. So communication and unspoken words. Release that out of your space. And I want you to create the image of a large, warm, golden sun above your head so you can recapture your energy that's been left out in the world. So imagine about 6 inches above your head, you have a nice, large, warm, golden sun. You can imagine collecting your energy back up and directing it into the sun above your head. I always like to use the analogy, if you think about how a genie's energy is a vapor and the genie's vapor gets pulled back into the genie bottle, well, imagine that your energy is out in the world in places and spaces and with people, and it's like a vapor. So think of maybe your favorite color and imagine that's your energy, and it's like a genie. It's that vapor comes back and flows into the sun above your head. And when you feel like you've collected up all your energy, bring that in, that sun in through the top of your head and fill yourself in. So you're saturating all your cells and organs from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, your fingertips. That all gets saturated with your vital life force energy. And remember, there's always the balance. If you release, you need to replenish. Okay, good job, everyone. We're going to move forward now into clearing the energy from 2021. So to clear this energy, you're going to use mental images to look at what is affecting that space. And to do that, you need a place to view the energy. So imagine about a foot out in front of your head with your eyes closed. You're going to create the image of a viewing screen. It's like your very own private movie screen. In order to view that energy, you need a place to put it, to view it, like you do a computer screen. So you have your very private moving screen out in front of you. You add a grounding cord to the base of that screen and it plugs into the center of the planet, like the grounding cord on your body. Keeps the screen from moving around. So on that grounded screen, I want you to next create the mental image of a clear bubble. So as you create that image of a clear bubble on your screen, excuse me, you're going to postulate that that bubble holds the energy of 2021, your energy around 2021. And as that energy of 2021 starts to show up in that bubble, you will most likely see some darker, heavier textures and colors. And that's showing you that those are the energies that you need to release. And how do you do that? Just like on your body, you need to create a grounding cord. So the base of the bubble, imagine you have a hollow tube that plugs into the bottom of that bubble on your screen, goes down through the layers of the planet and plugs into the crystalline core. And that grounding cord will also work with gravity. Again, it's a no effort space. So we're going to do a first pass on seeing what energy is lingering from 2021 that you want to release. And then we will get into some specifics. So as you look at that bubble, do you see darker, heavier textures and colors that you know you want to clear? It's like, ew, it'll be something that you probably are repelled by, or it's just a blob. It could be crinkly, it could be dark. It is not a high vibrational colors we can leave in a space. The dark stuff we want to release. How do you do that? You just say hello to it. Like, hello, I see you, or give that energy a nod and allow gravity on the bubble to pull that energy out and down the grounding cord into the center of the planet. If you're having problems releasing a color or a texture, you probably have resistance to releasing it. It's where you might want to go back later and listen to this again and hit pause and really see what it is that's holding you into that space of not being able to release it. Did you have an agreement with someone? Are you feeling responsible so you don't want to release it? There could be all sorts of things that'll be unique to you. All right, I'm going to call out some specific energies to release from 2021. I want you to look in that bubble and ask the bubble to show you, and it'll show up again as a text or a color, any energy around projects that you didn't complete in 2021. So maybe old energies around projects. It doesn't mean you can't come back and complete them in 2022, but if there was frustration or slower energy around a project that didn't get completed, you don't want to carry that into 2022. So ask to be shown a texture or color, and whatever lights up, release it. I want to ask, have you look for another energy, and that's the energy of judgments that might be left in 2021. Those could be judgments made against you or judgments you made against yourself. And they need to be cleared because judgments, I always say this, they're the killer of dreams and creations. So you really want to get judgments out of any space. So ask that bubble to illuminate or show you where there may be judgments left in your space from 2021. Have it show up and then acknowledge it and release it. Okay, moving forward, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to keep asking the bubble about the different energies in this space. So we'll go through to the next one, which is I'd like you to look for any of the energy of disappointments that you experienced in 2021. They could be personal, work, disappointment in friendships. It could be in any area. So if you see the energy of disappointments, allow it to release out of this bubble and down the grounding cord. Okay, if I'm moving too fast for you, remember, you can always go back and do this again on your own. I want you to look or ask the bubble to show you any energy around grievances that you had with another person. It could be a friend, coworker, family member. So if you had a grievance with another person, then there's definitely going to be some energy in your space around that person. So see what's illuminated in that bubble and allow it to release. Okay, moving forward, I want you to look or ask the bubble to show you any energy around what you perceived as a problem in 2021. I don't really look at things as problems. I just look at it as energy to be shifted. So ask the bubble to show you if there's any energy around problems and release it down the grounding cord on the bubble into the center of the planet. And we'll look at just a couple more. want you to look or sense in this bubble if somebody whacked you. A whack is where somebody throws some energy at you, either energetically or even verbally. If somebody yells at you, they're whacking you. But sometimes people do it just, they throw energy at you from, you know, from across the ethers. They could be on the other side of the world and people can still whack you. So they might show up in that bubble as a dent, a dot, a spot, or just a darker texture or color. So ask if there's any wax in your space and allow those to release. And then just a couple more. Look in your space. This might not sound funny, but it might, because the whole bubble might show up with this color, but release the energy around COVID. Maybe you could be specific, the stress around COVID. If you had COVID, maybe releasing the actual, any residual energy around having had COVID. So tune in to that bubble, look for the energy of COVID and release it. I think COVID is something we all have to really stay aware of in our space, so that we can try and stay kind of neutral to it. Of course, do whatever protection you feel necessary, but getting more neutral to it is helpful, that we don't get so lit up by what other people are doing. Okay, and then I'm going to give you about a minute, 60 seconds here, to look in your space for anything else that you want to release, whether it's something around health, anything else in your space that you would like to release from 2021. I'll go ahead and be silent now while I give you that time to work on it. Okay, good job, everyone. Once you release energy, just like when you release energy out of your body, you need to replenish that space. So on your screen, you have the bubble, and above the bubble, create the image of a large, warm, golden sun. And we just really want to fill that space up with gold. You don't have to put anything in specific into this sun or into this bubble right now. So imagine that you just bring that golden sun in through the top of that 2021 bubble. Saturate that space with gold. And you can imagine taking a pin with your hand or intuitively watching yourself on the screen, take a pin and pop that bubble to disperse the energy. And then we just want to kind of reset the energy for 2022. Oh, I wouldn't say reset, we'll just say set. But now that we've cleared out of these, all these energies out, it will be helpful to have a fresher 2022 bubble without these lingering, energies you released. So on your screen, create a clear bubble. Ground it to the center of the planet with a nice grounding cord. As you're creating that bubble, postulate this holds your energy for 2022. And for many of you, you might already have a lot of goals or creations or things you want to create in 2022. So we're just going to do one pass on this one to look for any darker, heavier textures or colors that need to be released as you set the energy for the year ahead. So ask the bubble, to show you or illuminate any darker textures or colors that are not serving you in 2022. And whatever you see in that bubble, allow gravity to pull it out of the grounding cord and into the center of the planet. Okay, now looking back at this bubble, imagine that you can reset it with some energies specific for the year ahead. So above that bubble, I want you to create the image of a golden sun. And what are some of the energies that you want to bring in for 2022? It'll be unique to you, but when I say energies, I mean energies like maybe health, vitality, creating. It could be anything, more love, whatever it is you want to experience, or if you already have some things you're creating, you could put the energy around success into those, into that sun. So creating that second sun above the bubble for 2022, just start putting postulates in it that you want for the year ahead. And then when you're ready, bring that sun into the top of the bubble, allowing it to saturate that entire bubble. And you can go back and do this again. Maybe you want to be more specific. Maybe you want to view some of those things you're creating in 2022, and you can look for specifics just in one bubble around one topic. So it's kind of a template. All right, imagine taking a pin and popping that bubble to disperse the energy. So well done. It's time to replenish yourself. We're going to use the image of a golden sun. So with your eyes closed, you can imagine a golden sun again above your head. And, if you're wanting to fill yourself in, maybe you want to take some of those energies from that you just put into the bubble for 2022. Maybe those are some of the energies you want to replenish yourself with. So create with that sun created above your head. You can see them, see those energies go in as words written in gold or just as postulates, and think about what you want to replenish your body with. So go ahead and fill that sun up. And then when you're ready, bring that sun in through the top of your head and fill yourself in completely again. So you want to be filled in with that energy from the tips of your toes, your fingertips, the top of your head, saturating all your cells and organs, and even run some of that gold down your grounding cord. So you're grounded with all those wonderful energies from the center of the planet to the top of your head. And when you're ready, you can take a couple of deep breaths and come out of trance. Good night.